Belltown.
Nearby offices include Amazon, Google, Facebook, Nordstrom, DocuSign, and Zillow. For convenient skyrise living, Belltown is the place to be.
Hi, this is Alex from the Doomed Planet podcast, and we're with Elaine. Again, she's back. And Elaine, did you know that we are wrapping up the Doomed Planet podcast?
What do you mean, Alex? There are not going to be any more?
No, we're going to do 52 episodes, one per week for this year. And then I have this idea, and you're honest about this. I want to do like Seattle crime and whatever is fine, but I think it's run its course, and I'm just warming up for my next project, and that's going to be all obituaries. I think that's a good...
Well, I think it's good because a lot of times people, like just the other day, in fact, one of the people we used to drink with at the Virginia Inn and the Two Bells passed away in April. Oh. But no one had heard from that person, a woman. And so I told them, I said, remember, we hang out every weekend so that we can figure out who's dead or not. So,
okay, boomer.
it's how we do it. This woman looked up and had to look up the obits and found her in there, no write-up on this woman's life, no talk about her life or anything. And it's really expensive to put obituaries in, so people don't do it. So unless they're important people, I figure you must be thinking about doing important people, not just
no, absolutely people. Not. I was thinking just nouns, people, places, and things. Like the Two Bells Tavern would have had an obituary, right? It died.
It sure did.
But also not just famous people. Like find normal people like your friend and write something about them. That's interesting too.
I know, but then you get, especially at this time, this pandemic where people are dropping like flies.
Yeah.
You better call up everybody you know. That's why, people, some people hate the Facebook platform, but I like Facebook because I have to have it because I have a business.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have it, I wouldn't know who was dead, who was sick. Oh my God, I've been sick for 4 years now and I'm finally better. Really? I didn't know you were sick. So that's what kind of stuff you need to find out about. And I still have a whole bunch of my dead friends that are on Facebook. So it's sort of nice because that's like a permanent memorial.
I guess that's one of the things that creeped me out. About, I'm on there under a fake name now with a few people I know and random people, but everything was creeping me out. Knowing what my guy I met in high school once is having for breakfast every day, and that kind of stuff.
I love that kind of stuff. You love
that,
that's what makes good writing. That's why I don't even.
That's true. Yeah.
People tell me, "Oh, I read all these books." Well, I don't have to read any books. Because people's lives that are actually living are way more interesting to me than people that...
I wanted to mention, did I say this? Gold, whiskey, and prostitutes. We talk about Belltown for the first half hour.
Poor Belltown.
Yeah, well, just so our listeners know, you've been there since the 80s.
I moved there.
You moved. You're now at Seattle Center, but yeah.
Yeah. But I started at 66 Bell, Lincoln Arts Center.
Yeah.
But, there were a whole bunch of people there before I got there. So they're way cooler. Everybody claims to be the Buster Simpson guy, a couple of other people that did some art, and the people that
Carl Smool.
Yeah, Carl Smool, and people that went to the Belltown Cafe. Now, I wasn't friends with any of those. This is the
late
people.
80s again. And it's all of downtown Seattle is it's a ghost town at night. It's so different from now. It's pretty rough.
Have you been there in the daytime? It's a ghost town, more of a ghost town in the
right
daytime.
now, yeah.
Yeah. And Belltown the places that are active now have a heart pot dispensary. That's the busiest place in Belltown right now.
That's a union shop, by the way, I believe. That's one of the few pot shops that's unionized.
UFCW 21 is the largest private sector union in the state. We're a union of 45,000 working people in grocery stores, retail, healthcare, and other industries. Our mission is building a more powerful union that fights for economic, political, and social justice in our workplaces and in our communities. So today we're here to sign and celebrate the achievement of a first of its kind in Washington state, a new collective bargaining agreement between the unionized workforce and an employer in the retail adult use cannabis industry.
I'm so unhappy, what'll I do? I long for somebody who will sympathize with me.
All I know is I think about the things that were there in that spot, and that place had a lot of stuff going on. The Rivoli, it was the retail of the Rivoli apartment building.
Sure. And that's another kind of hipster apartment building.
Well, before that, it
attracted eclectic people.
Yeah, it was eclectic. You couldn't get in there unless you were somebody's idea of cool.
The Rivoli.
Ah, yes. The mighty Riv. I've lived here for 20 years, and most of it has been in that apartment there, on the second floor. And so I'm party to a lot of street drama going on.
Okay, so you had to, and then down in the bottom part, I can't even remember what was there, but one thing was filmed there was the movie Trouble in Mind.
Oh, with
And
Divine.
They turned it into Wanda's Cafe.
Right.
And that was where Chris Christopherson was hanging out, and Haas's brother.
All right.
Blocker, whatever his name was.
All right, so the hipsters had already discovered how gritty Belltown was if Chris Christopherson was there with Divine.
Well, I don't think Divine, evidently I heard that Divine didn't even go there. Divine was only in the part that happened up on Capitol Hill.
Oh, okay.
Now, baby, listen to this. Above all, the city is a promise of something better.
I've been to plenty of cities, and they ain't nothing but trouble.
Trouble in mind.
There's a place people head for when they need a second chance.
Don't blow it. Guys like you get maybe one more chance.
It's called Rain City.
But then, Belltown was gritty. People were going, when I'd say I'm teaching in Belltown, people would go like, oh my God, why did you go there?
It's the first step of gentrification is the property owners kind of let things go a little derelict, and then the artists want to move in because it's cheap. And then the real estate people are like, look, it's a funky neighborhood with artists.
Well, remember when they changed the name from Belltown to the Denny Regrade.
Right. That was a
and
real
so
estate
they tried
thing.
they tried to really gentrify it by changing its name, the whole thing,
Right. Well, that's a retro thing, right? From when they sluiced off and cut down the hills. The area was called Denny Regrade, but it was always Belltown. I think.
It was always Belltown.
Because of Austin Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he built the first buildings up there. And one of the things that made Belltown famous, we talked about this, I think, was the fact that when Pioneer Square burnt down, the Great Fire, everybody, there was the only places to stay in the downtown area, or not even downtown, was go up to Belltown. So there was a big hotel. There were a couple of hotels up there. And so that's when everybody moved up there back in the day. But Belltown was never, I wouldn't go down there. I know some people I know, usually dudes, always a dude. My friend, Coast Guard Dave, who's been dead for years now, he used to collect the money from the jukeboxes in all the taverns up and down First Avenue because they were mafia owned and operated. And he was going out with the mafia boss's daughter. So they gave him a job.
Was that Colacurcio or one of his?
No, this was before Colacurcio.
Okay. Yeah, the mafia is it's pretty loosely defined in Seattle. It's not like you have so-and-so family and so-and-so family. It's more criminals that are working together. Some of them are Italian.
No, this guy was an East Coast criminal,
right,
who was running not the jukeboxes, but the whatever kind of machines there were. Jukebox. It was a jukebox.
They might have had slot machines or pinball too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what, and it wasn't.
And then the cops had a system too, as you know, until the '60s, where they kind of had an expose and broke it up, or the early '70s, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
You had to pay the cops, and they came by once a week, and the cop came, and you gave him the money if you owned a bar, basically.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, we got all that info from when we interviewed Ronnie.
Oh yeah,
Ronnie Pierce, because he had the vault over on 2nd and Union.
Right.
And
the late '60s. Yeah.
Yeah, he had to pay the cops off, but but the cops were not. It was a different cop age. Now cops are not cops. Cops are like, it's like RoboCop came alive.
Yeah, with all their gear.
Somebody watched that movie and go like, yeah, this is what we'll do. We'll create some robotic type. So wonder they don't have robot cops. Robot cops would probably be better than the cops that we have now. I don't think they'd shoot anybody in the back.
Yeah,
but
they'd be less cowardly snowflakes. Like, oh no, someone hit me with a water bottle. No, the robot cop isn't going to be a wuss like that.
No, exactly. Well, Japan has a huge future in robots, and so I can just see that now. We can predict the future. How many years do you think before we have actual robotic police, especially for these demonstrations?
It's going to be more like nano drones that are just everywhere, and then they'll send out the cop robots if they see you doing something bad, but it won't be giant robots unless it would be weird to be schizophrenic right now, because you're a paranoid, right? And you think people are out to get you, and then what if you wake up tomorrow and you're schizophrenic? Donald Trump is president. Like, what? No, I'm hallucinating. When I interviewed you, when we first started the podcast, was there a virus? I don't think we were even talking about it.
No,
we had January. Yeah.
January wasn't even on our screen. There was a virus in Wuhan.
I was reading about it a little bit, but by the end of January, there was some news about it. Belltown. God, we could go for countless hours, Elaine. I have my bound copies of the Belltown Dispatch and the Belltown Messenger, but it would take a million hours to go through them. But we want to mention you published the Belltown Dispatch, and that's sort of how we met. And then you helped out as the editor and co-founder of the Belltown Messenger, and these were these weird monthly newspapers.
Yeah, that was it. We started. I had this. I have to pat myself on the back and say that was my idea to start the newspaper. Although there was the Belltown Rag before me.
Right, but that was a zine. That was photocopied. I mean, it was really well done with good art and stuff. But Mark Solo working on that, and Carl Sewell.
It was the originals. Yeah. And so, but my idea came from the fact that I would see groups of tribal people that would hang in the alleys of Belltown.
Yeah.
And I was always wondering, everybody seems so disenfranchised. And I was going like, I wonder what their stories are, We had, when we moved to First and 2211, I would sometimes go out and back in the alley, and you talk to the people that were back there drinking hard liquor. I mean, hard liquor meaning the stuff that ain't nobody else gonna drink. And so you'd go talk to this one woman that was back there. Her name was Pat, And she had taken ballet on the res when she was young.
Yeah, Pat, was she very small woman with like a
Yeah.
bowl haircut? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So you talk to her, 13-cent Bob.
Yeah, 13-cent Bob.
And so these people were just so non-Belltown coming up. They were the Belltown of the past. The hipsters were afraid of them, of course. But so I thought it would be nice to have a paper to talk about things that were going on in Belltown. And then Kevin Colby was renting space from me.
Right.
And he had.
This is 2211 First Avenue, by the way. That's when you had your first dance studio in the entire basement of that like railroad flat building.
Yeah. 1990. But the idea came in 1989 when I was renting a place in a block down from there called Red Farm Films.
Right.
And we had a dance studio in there.
Right, at 66 Bell.
No, this was at Red Farm.
Okay.
66 was long gone now.
Okay.
And this was in 89. And so I put a studio in there, and then I found 2211, 1990, and rented that place. But so I formulated the idea in 1989, and then when I got to 1990, Kevin Colby rented space for me, and he had back then a computer. Oh my God. And so we could actually although everything was pasted up, it was a paste up.
Yeah, of course.
So we started putting the Belltown Brain Fever, God, I can't remember it. Brain Fever Dispatch. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a little funky, kind of the layout was a little interesting and odd with weird borders, and the typeface was a little weird, but it was a computer, but it could have been typed out on a typewriter.
Exactly. Because everything was pretty raw back then. 1990, I mean, I bought my first computer probably a few years after that, or 1991, and I paid
too,
like
91 or 92.
Incredible sum of money for 286 or whatever it was that you had put in the 2 floppy drives, and I could barely figure out what was going on. But that's how it started, and so that's how we became collaborators on that idea.
And that lasted for many years.
Yeah, a few years.
Then
A couple
this
years.
other lady took it over, but changed the name to the Belltown paper. I have every issue of all these. No one cares but us. And so then she was doing that, and then we started the Messenger. She dropped out, but Belltown has always had this weird monthly funky newspaper up until the Messenger ended in 2010. So
when no one wanted to read anything that was on paper ever again.
I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, I'll never get a real job in this town, so maybe if I start a newspaper, I'll make some money and also get all the free food and swag and shit that you get if you publish a paper.
You were sadly mistaken, weren't you?
Hey.
Hey, I can't stop.
We're in the money. We're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along.
But most of the people are gone now from Belltown that we knew. I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Well, I'm thinking of Louis, right, of the Black Dog Forge. And I bring him up because of the whole real estate developers using artists for free publicity. They use, and of course, Louis went along with it. He's good natured, and he's been in a million newspaper articles and magazine articles, but and it's not like he, did advertising for any condo or anything, but he was mentioned, right? And they'd be like, look at Belltown, there's a forge and they have tattoos and it's all funky and hip. And then eventually he was the last to go, really.
Yeah.
And like a few years ago, they finally developed his building as well as your building that you moved to at that point.
Yeah, my building now is a vacant lot.
Right.
Just sitting there.
And that's a great story because you got what was the owner's name? The
Howard.
Howard is this amazing character. He owned several lots, including this. It was like an 8-story building right on the corner.
What, the Franklin Hotel?
Yeah.
That was, oh my God,
And then like
that
he
could
would
be a whole book.
It was completely derelict and probably not passing any fire code or anything. But if you had cash, he would rent you a room, cash in advance. All right, one night at a time. You got your $50 or whatever, and he'd take anyone, right?
He'd take anyone, but he had a certain criteria that was only available to him. I mean, you know, like he didn't mind black people.
Okay.
You know, he wasn't prejudiced.
For Seattle, that's something, compared to most landlords.
And he said he liked renting the apartments in the Franklin to people who had just gotten out of jail because they were usually very clean.
Yeah,
and
they do a lot of push-ups and they're
he dumpster dive.
He dumpster dive in the Franklin Hotel's dumpster.
No. He
just
would
around the neighborhood.
Around the neighborhood on his bicycle.
So that's like he's basically very rich at the end, but he's living in poverty. And then he had this telescope and optics shop down from you. It was pretty amazing.
Well, he learned that when he was in the Army.
Yeah.
So that's how he learned that. And the reason why he dumpster dived was when he got out of the Army, he got I think either he rented where he was until he could buy it, the same place from probably 48 or before. And he would dumpster dive then because people would throw things away like watches and clocks. And he knew how to fix very small mechanisms. So that's how he got started. Yeah, so he would dumpster dive to get his raw materials and fix them up and resell them. And he raised his kids in there. And
in the hotel?
No, in the little apartment in back of the shop. There was an apartment back there.
Yeah.
And
these Seattle kids that have weird parents growing up, pretty cool. Like I'm thinking of Harry Pierce, right? Like, oh, what does your dad do? Oh, my dad's a lawyer. What does your dad do? He's a nightclub musician and dive bars.
I know,
hang
but
out
there
with
are a
him
lot
and go with him and play.
Yeah, or like my kid. My kid grew up, her father. What's
Grew
your
up in
father
the
do?
subculture. He's a rock musician.
Yeah, he's a musician. What does your mother do? Oh, she teaches ballet class, There are a lot of people out there like that.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
You don't know, So, yeah, Howard also, he owns the Crocodile.
What? He owns that lot? Are you sure?
Yeah.
But is he still with us, Howard?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen him for 5 years now.
The long story short,
2
gentrification
years. Yeah, 2
or
years.
improvement. He sold, or his daughters want to, they're like, wow, Howard is never going to die. We need to convince him to sell this property so we can get millions of dollars. Is that the basic?
They sold it first for $21 million.
21 million for just the Franklin or all those lots?
It's called, it's really called a quarter block.
A quarter block.
Because they call the whole block front and back, 5th to 4th Avenue, Battery to Bell is one whole block.
Then you got the historic fire station on the end.
Yeah.
Everything else is Howard's on that.
Yes, on that 4th Avenue side. And so he did good for that. And then the people that bought the place for that amount just flipped it a year ago to some other people who got in and tore down tore down my old building.
Right.
And then the reason why they can't, there are a couple of reasons they can't they're having a hard time developing the Franklin, which they're going to tear down but leave the facade.
There. Right. That's whatever. Yeah.
But they also, the towers in back, I can't remember the name of them, that the 42 stories have air rights. So they had to leave it.
Yeah,
they
those two massive towers. Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't build up on top of the Franklin. So they have to leave the Franklin. It's only 3 stories. They have to leave it where it is
Or-
so they can stick this big thumb or big forefinger up, third finger up in the middle of the block. But then across the street, the Two Bells sold for some incredible amount of millions of dollars.
Right.
And you can't blame the people. I mean, if you own,
Yeah.
like you own your house now,
Yeah.
and let's say I own my house, and somebody goes like, Elaine, we will give you $10 million to sell us this house.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
If it's that much, sure. And so downtown real estate in Belltown, yeah, it's like Howard. If he paid $50,000 to buy that building, I'd be surprised. Right?
It was less than that.
And so you wait a few decades, and then that becomes 20 million. That's a good investment.
That's a good investment, and you have
Yeah.
to let it go. I
But,
mean,
you
the
know,
Two Bells, the same thing. The guy bought it,
Yeah.
and for a really good price, but it was still like, I don't know how much he paid for it. It's listed on, I look up stuff.
Yeah.
But it was sold, and then somebody offers you like $10 million, and you go like, bye. See, and you're already a certain age. You get to be a certain age, and you go,
Yeah.
well, I got to get what I can out of this.
Well, the Seattle thing too. I mean, it's unique to Seattle, the development downtown. And then when the fucking dogs stop.
I'm growing so tired of living alone. I lie awake all night and cry. Nobody loves me, that's why.
Then when you get the Bezos money coming in, I mean, it's ridiculous. And now Belltown, I moved away in 2005, right? It's almost not recognizable. There's so many more towers.
Yeah.
and
But
stuff.
face it, Alex, let's face the reality. That whole South Lake Union area, from Freeway
Yeah.
to Aurora, at least, Freeway to Aurora,
Yeah.
and Stewart Avenue to Denny, was just a pit. There was
It was like
nothing.
light industrial. It's like we went there to get screen printing supplies at a place, and there was Guitar Center.
There was that Guitar Center was the only thing that was going on
Trophy
there.
shop. Yeah, it was not
It
not
was the
a
only thing.
vibrant neighborhood. So
I know, and the buildings were all, no one took care of them. The
Yeah.
Firestone building, have you been by there lately?
did they keep
they're
the facade?
facading that.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, and what I can't believe is how fast South Lake Union money puts up their buildings. Like some of the buildings downtown, oh yeah, well it's been 5.5 years since we started this project. They've put up like 50 buildings in like 5 months.
Jeff doesn't fuck around there.
I know, Jody.
Jody
Jody Allen.
Jody Allen is
wasn't
the
it?
heiress to Paul Allen's fortune. Yeah. Oh, that's the thing where Paul Allen bought up a bunch of the property there as a wise investment, it turns out. And then there was going to be this Lake Union something Boulevard. I forgot what
They
it
didn't
was.
have any. No.
Commons something. But in the
They
end,
didn't
he's like,
have a
fuck it,
real-
I'll just sell this all to Jeff Bezos. And the Kleiss family sold out too. That little triangular area where there's that motel. Greg Lundgren used to have a little gallery in some old place.
Those guys owned a lot of land here that they sold.
Yeah.
They
and
owned
so, and
quite
that's
a
the
bit.
thing, never sell property is supposed to be the rule. You never sell. Right. But the Kleiss family's like $1 billion something for this shitty land that has a parking lot on it. Oh, okay. Our family wants
twist
money.
my arm. Ask me twice. I don't think so.
And then the weirdest psycho thing is that everyone at Amazon works from home. No one is in these buildings.
I know it's pretty cool to drive around there now, because you don't see. Before we used to make jokes because the Amazonians would go to lunch and they would all go through to the Belltown restaurants in groups of 6.
Yeah.
Six. There'd be five men and one woman, and there'd be 3 different ethnicities
Right.
1 ethnicity, 2 ethnicity, 3.
You're treading gingerly here. I know what you're talking about.
I know, I'm trying to be polite, but it would be like that, here's my group. This is my group that I'm working with. But
I
I
want to
miss
mention that the black ethnicity is not working at Amazon. We just point that out. This group of people.
I didn't see
there's
that many
not too many black
there.
people.
No.
And now you're just working from home in your mini condo.
And then you got to realize that Amazon paid for all those condos for you to live in. The people that worked there didn't have to pay rent. Amazon paid their rent all at the Fountain Garden apartments.
Really? That's a perk? Yeah.
Yes, it's a perk. That's how that's why they had to build so many. It was like dormitories for their
all the
foreign workers.
Shitty Belltown condos.
And then people stopped. They stopped going to the restaurants, but the restaurants were there and as now because they would do Grubhub. You go to a restaurant in Belltown and you couldn't get waited on because there were too many people, too many Grubhub Uber drivers coming in and picking up food to go. Amazing.
Then all the real estate developers were convincing these restaurants, including Tom Douglas, Flying Fish and stuff like that. Oh, you want to have a restaurant in South Lake Union. So they have these restaurants. They're packed during the day, maybe at happy hour. No one goes at night. Everyone leaves.
No one at night.
And now there's nothing. They're all out of business or just...
Yeah.
This vibrant and trendy neighborhood is at the center of nightlife and the hottest restaurants, including Tom Douglas's Palace Kitchen, Dahlia Lounge, and Dahlia Bakery, home to the world-famous coconut cream pie.
Closed.
Well, they're working from a catering kitchen. Yeah. They're just shipping stuff out. But the nightlife was really hilarious because you'd see the Amazon people come, like when we go to the Two Bells, you'd see people come in, or, even when we had to move from the Two Bells closed, we moved to Cyclops. And you'd get these big groups of people in sixes, groups of 6 that would come in.
That's the Amazon team, is a team of 6, right?
Yeah. And so you'd see these teams come in and they would be just as it was loud and very obnoxious, screaming at the top of their lungs because they know that they were drinking more than these restaurants had seen in a while. So they were just drinking and shouting and then they'd leave. They'd leave fairly early because everybody had to be at work.
It was just a weird, it's real interesting that culture came out of nowhere. This whole, Amazon and Amazonians, and they're all 26-year-olds that are either white or Asian. And like, what is that? That didn't exist until recently.
No, it didn't.
Maybe it did in Redmond, right, for Microsoft, but...
Well, and plus I'd get a lot of business from them, though. I wasn't complaining because I would get women that would come in to take ballet class, and they go, "Oh, this is great. I just live up the street. I work for Amazon. Here, I'm going to buy a class card already." They'd come in and take 2 classes, and then I'd never see them again because Amazon would make sure that you'd have no interests outside of Amazon.
Yeah, of course not.
Because they don't want you to really, they don't want people to really be a part of the community, because I think that they feel like they would have resentment when they tell them that they have to leave because they didn't fit in, or we got somebody else to take your job, go back home. Yeah. So because everybody had you had temporary work. It wasn't full-time. You didn't get hired at Amazon full-time.
Who didn't?
The people that you had I think you had a contract.
Yeah.
Didn't you for like 2 years?
There's a 2-year thing. If you make it 2 years, then you're in, and you get to keep your whatever stock they promised you. But God, that first 2 years has got to be hell.
Yeah. So I'd get all these people coming in at the first of their 2 years, and I'd never see them again, ever again.
Remember that girl who was super hot that worked at Amazon and claimed to get rich? This is back in the 90s, when Amazon first took off, and she was taking your class. I just remember this girl. We used to call her Amazon, right? Super. You don't remember that?
No, I wouldn't remember
And
that
she was
as
always
much as you
talking
might
about.
remember that.
Okay. She was always talking about, oh, where do I invest my stock winnings? Right. Yeah.
Well, if we could remember who she was, I would let you know, Alex. But I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I don't think that's going to be quite your cup of tea.
No.
All by myself in the morning, all by myself in the night.
But so I go to Belltown. The last time I went through downtown was so deserted. I couldn't believe it. I was, I can go down 4th Avenue going like 60 miles an hour,
Yep.
Weaving in. I don't do that, but you see people, hey, yeah, downtown, whoosh, just straight through.
The restaurants are all dormant. The Cinerama is gone because Jody Allen didn't feel like paying people to, like, oh, it doesn't make money, let's shut it down, right?
Well, people don't go to movies anyway. I don't know why
That's
the movie
true.
theaters, because people
That's true.
sit at their screen at home.
Yep.
Because we have a country now and a society that does not go out that much. So this pandemic is just getting us ready for the future. We're not, the idea of going to a Woodstock type thing with a bunch of people wallowing in mud, that doesn't exist. Or that was here, sorry, that was Sky River.
Sky River Rock Festival. Let's do an episode.
You can't even go to the Gorge, probably, can you? They don't have any shows there anymore. What are all those places doing? Movie theaters are just like a no-no. I think about here where I live in my neck of the woods, the 2 Guild 45ths are just like, it's like a bad science fiction movie. In fact, they'd make a good backdrop for a science fiction movie, dystopian movie. They're all graffitied.
Oh, right.
Run
They're closed.
down.
Yep.
Yeah, but they're just covered in vile. I can see graffiti if it's cool. Or I could see somebody going in and taking the 2 theaters and spray painting murals on them.
Right.
That would look cool.
Oh, it's just like normal graffiti. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like tagging. Because
that's a violation of the graffiti code. Is you're not supposed to tag small businesses or something that's cool.
Yeah, but they don't. No one pays.
No,
you're not supposed
cares
to
anymore.
Yeah, the only thing you can't graffiti is mural. A piece of art.
Right.
Like we'll see.
Right.
We'll see there.
They respect that. Yeah.
Yeah, the new store that we have on Rainier and Genesee, the Ola Wyola.
Right. You're in your daughter's store. Yes.
Yeah. And so we just this weekend, one of the top graffitiists in Seattle, Sam Sneak came in and did a wall.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, behind the bus stop, and so we'll see if that stays.
It'll stay. They respect that.
Yeah, hopefully they do, because that would be good. And that's why the side, going back to that, was the side of the 2 bells. A guy put art on that wall.
All right.
Put the light bulbs. I think you saw those.
Yeah.
And they put those up because the owners of the land didn't want the place to get graffitied, so that they had the mural built so that people wouldn't deface it. So that's a good thing. And I guess even in Seattle, the Ballard Blossom flower shop that was covered in just the ugliest graffiti now, that they're supposed to have it probably done this weekend, where everything's...
It's a graffiti renaissance in Seattle right now. I don't know if renaissance is the right word, but graffiti is everywhere. It looks very derelict, right? On Rainier Avenue, there's more graffiti than ever on all these places. And I know a certain 15-year-old that was involved in some of this. And this person climbed up on top of the Royal Room and tagged the wall. And I was like, I felt so bad for the owners of the Royal Room, which is Steve, right?
Yeah.
And, but luckily it got painted over. But I was going to say, dude, if the Royal Room opens back up, I'm going to drag you in there and you're going to wash dishes for him.
Exactly. And the wall now, it looks pretty good. They have all the names of all the people that were
Right. They did the
killed by
BLM
cops.
stuff.
Yeah, it looks
And that's,
good.
I mean, there's so many Belltown stories, but Steve Freeborn is one of them because he took over the Rendezvous, right? The famous dive bar with Jerry and some other partners in 1999. Remember we went to the very last night of the Rendezvous party?
We did?
Yes, it was Halloween. I believe it was Halloween. And then
Oh, good. I'm glad we went.
yeah, and Kristen came too. And I was like, oh, I should videotape this and stuff. But the Rendezvous was a little sketch, man. You don't want to be filming people in there. They don't like that. So Steve took over the Rendezvous, but this is after the OK Hotel gets destroyed in an earthquake or around the same time. So his original bar gets destroyed in an earthquake. Then 20 years later, he's shut down by fucking COVID-19. It's unbelievable. He's just a hardworking small businessman trying to make a decent living running some bars.
Yeah. Well, it's so interesting what the things that are closed. Bars, restaurants, places where people get together.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, that's sad. I mean, I think it's impossible to run a restaurant and make any money unless you have a side hustle, right? Like selling drugs or something. But people need to get together in these places. I think to-go places are the way to go. You go get your fucking fried rice and you leave and eat it somewhere else. Just the whole restaurant eating with all these people in a room, that's never going to come back.
It's back in New York, I was reading. But yeah, I didn't mind it. Like we had my grandson's birthday dinner.
Oh.
And so we sat outside and ordered and got an order to go. I mean, to be delivered. Oh. So we went to one of our favorite places for everybody because they make they make traditional, vegan, gluten-free, keto. They make every kind of food.
What is the fucking place? What is the place? What is the place?
Oh, Razzie's.
Oh, I have no idea.
See, Razzie's is in North End, Greenwood. So they have these. You can get every kind of Italian food. You can get pizzas. You can get calzones. You can get pasta. They have desserts of all those kinds. They have salads. So everybody can eat. And so we were able to they delivered in like half an hour or less. And everybody got to eat, and it was a great thing. So, and instead of having people over and you got to cook and wash all the dishes, take out the garbage, this way, people could. It was so easy.
Yeah, that's the future.
There's still some people that don't cook. Alex, you cook, I cook.
Yeah.
So
it's great. It's relaxing for me. That's what I like doing is cooking.
I do too. Today, before this meeting, I was. Getting done teaching a class, and I was hungry. I was going like, oh man, I'm so hungry. I didn't want to cook anything. And I go out on my porch, and my neighbors have made some delicious cake with blueberries in it, and just a bunch, cake.
That's communism. That is
communism.
Yay!
I didn't have to go.
Seattle socialist communists ruining the city.
We could use some real communism this day and age, the way it's going.
It's weird. I interviewed a certain teenager early in the podcast, and he's saying all cops are bad. And I never even heard that really. I'm like, well, son, you better reconsider all cops. And now I'm thinking, fuck yeah, okay, I get it. The kids already get it. He's also, Marx and Lenin and.
Well, it would be a dumb statement even a few years ago, but since we have found out that
now we know
we've been taken over by this military. Even the military people aren't as bad as the cops.
Yeah. Well, the cops have been militarized. Yeah,
let's start a war. We need a war. they get off our backs and stop making us have a war with each other.
You saw that stuff in Kenosha with the
Yeah,
guy
that's
getting
like,
shot. And, it's a working class town, or it was then, and factories and stuff. But all that is like half gone away. They took that away. It's like, oh, sorry, there's no factory jobs. We moved them all to China. Sorry.
yeah,
The people are angry, and they fucking torched the police station. So that was good.
that's good.
Yeah.
It's only,
It gets
but
people.
I don't know if there's anything we can do about it, Alex. It's out of control.
Yeah. The government can give people more money. That was working out for me really well. And they could easily do that. Just, okay, everyone gets a monthly check, or their unemployment gets jacked up again. But that hasn't happened. And so, a lot of more rioting and fucked up burning of shit. And
Well, they're not even that, but they're going to get the old people really mad if they take away the Social Security. They're talking about, oh, your Social Security is going to disappear in 2 years. What? Are you crazy? I mean,
even though that's communism. No.
There's nothing. I don't know if there's anything we can do. Maybe that comet that's going to come and hit the earth.
I am too old to be marching in the streets because I have kids. So, but I'm supportive on Twitter, which is bullshit, but at least it's something.
Well, I think my grandchildren go out in the street. Yeah, they're out.
Right.
They know what's going on.
Do they know got to wear goggles and shit like that so you don't get
No,
your
they're
heads?
tough.
Okay.
A mask, and that's about it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, they mask up, but they don't. And my grandkids are such loners, they don't really like hanging around people. So I'm not really worried about them getting the COVID.
You're not.
What? You want me to sit next to
COVID,
people?
Yeah. Are you worried about them getting hit over the head by a cop?
No.
No. So just so our viewers know, Elaine's grandkids could probably identify as African American, right?
Oh yeah, they're
so
brown
a cop
people.
would look at them and say, "Oh, it's a black person." So
this a brown person. You don't even have to be black.
The fuck out of them because they're
You just
black.
got to be brown. If you got a tan, Alex, and went out there and puffed your hair up a little bit, they might think you're some sort of black person too.
It's like, oh, a black person that looks like Joe Rogan. I don't know.
We come in all colors and sizes, So I don't, I just don't know. I don't know what people are thinking.
What's going to happen if they evict 20 million people that can't pay? Because people can't pay their rent. They want to pay their rent and want to work their shitty jobs, but the jobs got taken away by the thing. So they're going to be very mighty angry if they get kicked out of their house.
I know. Yeah. There's going to be a lot that's coming up.
So they're going to come up to your neighborhood and burn shit down, or?
No one in my neighborhood works, Alex. I live in the retirement. I live in an urban retirement community.
Is it more older skewing in your block, or what do you mean?
There's this half and half. We get some new people in with children, but if you buy in my neighborhood, you have so much money. Yeah. You're isolated. You don't go out from work. You work from home.
Yeah, it's like,
everybody's always worked from home. They work for biotech companies, and they work for and probably Amazon, and if they come in, the new people always come in and buy a new house, or they buy an old house and redo it. The oldsters are still here. We're still here. 1, 2. Most of the people in my neighborhood have lived here as long as I have, and you can see them because in other places you would think people went to work at 7 a.m. So if you get out and drive and have to go to the airport, let's say at 7 in the winter, you're going like, wow, geez, there's no lights on in any of these places. Most places you're going, people are like trying to get coffee, get out, catch the bus. The bus stop is crowded. There's no one on the bus stops. They're just like, and then you go out about 10 o'clock. People are out there with their latte, drinking a little latte, and it's a very benign neighborhood.
A lot of people in Seattle got rich at a young age, and now they don't have to work and they just do what they want. So,
but you also, not only that, but the main factor is that a lot of people my age their parents are all dying. And
Right.
so they're all inheriting.
They're getting the World War
money.
II money or the
Yeah, they're getting money
Yeah.
from their
Yeah.
hardworking parents that worked
Yeah.
like dogs to put them to a good school. And
Yeah.
all they did was drop out, take acid and stuff.
Yeah.
All by myself, I get lonely, watching the clock on the shelf. I'd love to rest my weary head on somebody's shoulder. I hate to grow older, all by myself.
They're just dropouts.
You want to speculate about the future coming decade? Do you want to?
What, to 2020?
The 2020s. The 2020s. Just
The
started.
roaring 20s.
The roaring 2020s.
Damn. My problem with it is, and everybody, my kid looked at me weirdly when I said that I didn't think there was any hope. I'm sort of a hope. I don't have any hope right now.
No hope. For
Until-
the survival of the human race?
Yes. Especially with this election coming up, because I feel like the election's going to be a travesty. I think
It already is.
even if Trump, even if by every single vote he lost by 20 million, he would turn it around and say he won by 20 million.
Yeah, there's going
I
to be
don't know.
dirty tricks. He might invade Iran. Who knows what's going to happen?
He might have tried to invade China.
Oh, yeah, that'll work out good.
That'd be really good. We can't. South Korea, they keep saying Kim, whatever he is
Kim
dead.
Jong-il, yeah.
Yeah, but they keep saying that over and over. Hey, he's dead. His sister's going to take over. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, his sister's a
So-
psychopath, too.
Yeah. So I don't
Yeah.
know, that really distresses me. That I
Well,
never
because you
ever
have
thought-
grandkids, that's why. That's the only reason I care is I have kids. I'm like, what have we done? What have we left these fucking kids with? It's
Well,
fucked up.
but if this is what we've left the kids with, then there's no hope for them either.
You know I love you, baby. And that's why it's time to get funky.
Let's just say that in 4 years, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez becomes president. And
If they let her live that long.
yeah, exactly. I mean, we worried that about Obama, like, oh, Obama's going to get blown away. And Obama is basically a Republican, but Cortez is actually an inspiring, leftist and leaning socialist. Obama was like promised all this stuff. And then when he got in, he's like, oh, by the way, I'm actually Mitt Romney. So we're just going to continue. We're going to bail out Wall Street and
Politicians of every ilk are disgusting creatures.
Yes,
I mean,
they
would you
are.
want to be a politician?
No, but I guess I'd rather be war criminal Obama than crazy guy Trump, though.
Yeah, or crazy guy's son. Did you see how high he was?
Oh, yeah.
He took
You
the
can
double
tell.
dose.
Have you
the
ever
Adderall.
done cocaine? Huh? Have you?
Adderall. They're pill
Oh,
freaks.
Adderall. Okay. I was just saying,
Yeah,
I can tell when someone is on smack because you can just tell if you've known people, right? And not just
Yeah.
the pinned out eyes, but you just tell. But yeah, if someone is on speed or coke, you could totally tell.
Yeah.
Like he's fighting to not grind his teeth, but his teeth were doing a weird thing. And then he had the glassy fucking eyes.
Where did you get this stuff? Colombia. Oh, do you mind if I do a line?
Yeah, go ahead. Fuck it, let's all do one.
Yeah, somebody slowed him down, I think, today on the
Yeah,
news. Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, crazy.
Maybe, Jesus will come back.
It's entirely possible given what we've seen.
Yeah, maybe you will be Jesus, Alex.
Maybe he'll come into this basement recording studio and be like, Alex, all right, here's the plan.
No, we'd have to make it a woman.
All right, woman, Jesus.
The thing about AOC is that
Yeah.
she's so extreme.
Really?
In order to be in politics in this day and age, you have
because
to.
we're in a conservative country.
Yeah.
But the things that she wants and the things that Bernie wants, the polls, for what that's worth, suggest that the majority of people want that, like Medicare for all. So you have a system like you have in France, where we have a neighbor that has French citizenship, went to France to get surgery so it wouldn't cost her. Like, what? That's crazy. We can't provide that same thing.
Or even as bad as the UK is, this woman said today that one of my students said that the government, everybody went out to eat, the government would give, would pay $10 of your
or
meal.
50% or something.
50% of your meal, yeah. And they had like some billion amount of people took them up
that's
on
a great idea.
Yeah,
and then
they generated money.
The restaurant just bills the government, shows them the receipt.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
But we're not going to do that here.
America is too cruel.
Until there's so many people dead from corona, there won't be that many people left.
Yeah, I don't know. If Proud Boys and Nazis start blowing people away and then Black Lives Matter starts shooting back and stuff, maybe that will inspire our politicians to change the system.
No,
that's
it
the
won't.
only thing that gets people's attention is people getting blown away.
Well, it doesn't help them when Black people get blown away. They don't, oh, well, that man must have been on drugs or something. That's why they killed him. And drugs are just, so evil. Oh my God. While they're high on something the doctor gave them or something that they stole from their mother's cabinet.
Yeah.
So, we just live in we have too much hypocrisy. I don't know. I love being my age because, I only have to put up with this for another few years.
Few years? Wait a minute. Don't go. No, you're pretty healthy. You exercise and stuff. So.
Yeah, I do. I exercise.
Yeah.
I do sit-ups. I do push-ups.
Yeah. Well, dance class.
Yeah, I do plank.
Yeah. What's that?
You're supposed to, Alex, if you have to ask what plank is, you better get down on a.
It's where you nail a salmon to a piece of cedar and roast it against a fire.
You ever done that?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I'm about 10 pounds overweight, believe it or not. So I'm now a potential COVID victim. But I say that because it's like, I should be going more toward the Elaine diet of less bacon and stuff like that.
Well, I'm probably 60 pounds overweight, so I wouldn't be copying what I eat.
The streets of Belltown are lined with lush trees that tower over shops below, bringing an essence of nature right to the center of the city.
I'm not going to fess up to anything.
Okay.
So, yeah, but, it's and a lot of things are a matter of your attitude. I got to have a better attitude, I think. And then I'll be...
No, you don't. Your fuck you attitude is part of your greatness.
Thanks a lot.
Though you're a pretty nice person and you're not as spiteful and bitter like me who holds a grudge and shit, but yeah, you definitely will tell someone to fuck off or tell a concept that you don't like, you will tell to fuck off.
Yeah, I'll tell them to get out of here. But I try to be nice. I'm a nice person.
Yes. The wonderful family and
okay, now we're running out of things.
We're running out of shit to talk about. Well, I didn't want to go through all of Belltown Messenger and talk about, in 1994, this happened. And just the basic story of Belltown is there were always artists and stuff living there, even in the 1920s probably. And then in the late 80s, you showed up. And then the 90s were the glorious period of my living there. And it was wild and a lot of fun stuff happened. And then it got gentrified and now it sucks. That's the basic story.
Belltown is the most densely populated neighborhood in Seattle, made up of both modern high-rises and historic brick lofts. Everything you need is just a short walk away.
Well, I wonder if it does suck, but everything is bad because of the virus. But, you look at the street scene there and, the people are still on the street. People are still
Yeah.
selling crack out there.
Oh yeah.
And
13-cent
downtown.
Bob, though, is probably 13-cent Bob, this American Indian guy. He was a very large person, right, and a very
Yes,
pockmarked
yeah.
face. One time, I saw him, and he had fluorescent green snot coming out of his nose, and I was like, "My God, he's dying of tuberculosis or something." And then I realized, no, he's huffing paint. And then the other, who are we talking about?
Pat.
I saw Pat. Yeah, I saw her eating like out of a dumpster. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
it's
their
depressing.
lives-
It's like we stole the land from the Indians, and now they live in abject poverty, except for the people in on the casino action. Which, again, like anything, it's a pyramid scheme, and the people at the top make a lot of money.
And the
then,
people are still suffering on the res.
a lot of people do all right on the res. There are some fishing rights and government money and stuff, but no, if you go up there, it's abject poverty.
The second wave of guests came just as the sun was setting.
Well, we're just kind of going stir crazy, locked up at home, and we thought we just wanted to get out and try our luck today.
A phased reopening for the Angels of the Winds Casino in Arlington. It reopened at 50% capacity Wednesday afternoon. The line of cars stretched for more than a mile.
You're under scrutiny.
Yeah.
You can't say anything weird. You can't think anything weird. Thought police will be after you. You can't order anything online because then they'll come after you.
All right. Well, I didn't have a script, but I wanted it that way. I just wanted a normal conversation. And we covered some bases and stuff. And again, obituaries. That's what I'm doing in the future.
Okay.
And really just a podcast just for fun. But there's got to be, are you really going to put an obituary in the Seattle Times for grandma? Do you kind of have
Yeah,
to?
people still read those. They still read those.
They still read those.
Yeah. And remember, we'll give a plug for Clark's Misk newsletter that he sends out every day that gives you the basic headlines of everything. And also, what I like is he gives you that link to everything. So
this is Clark Humphrey, longtime journalist.
Yes.
He was
Clark
edited to Belltown Messenger for a while. You've known him forever.
Yeah.
He's done this newsletter called Misk Media. Started out as a photocopy, right?
Yeah.
He
started out at Lincoln Arts.
That might have been in the late 80s, I believe.
Well, it was up in, he was at Lincoln Arts.
Right.
That's who published his first stuff.
Yeah. And now, so he does this newsletter at miskmedia.com, and you subscribe to the email. That's like the first thing I read when I wake up and grab my phone is Misk Media, because he goes through all the local news and some national stuff and just writes little blurbs with a link, and then has some thoughtful thought at the top of what he's thinking.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah,
I read it sometimes. My favorite thing is to read it because he'll put it out in the middle of the night. He puts it out after midnight.
Right.
So you could have insomnia at 4 a.m. and then go like, oh man, I got Clark. I can just read Clark now. See what's going on.
That's what we do. That's how we get our news in Seattle.
That's my that's my first choice of news. And then if I want to go and see have a bigger story, I can have the link is right there.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a great deal.
Yeah, that and Twitter and the Washington Post and then all the podcasts I listen to. That's where I get my information.
Yeah. I move around a little bit.
Yeah.
See what's up.
Yeah.
See who has the worst news coverage. And then I go like, I wonder where this news is really coming from.
We're in the money. I say we're in the money. We got a lot of what it takes to get along. And so we're in the money. Look up, the skies are sunny. Oh, man, depression, you must do, you've done us wrong.
We're all going to die, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And
But
then
the
again,
rest of us are we're gonna vote, and
we are.
we're gonna just hope and pray that that I wish these, that maybe the New York lawyers would get on Trumpet and just blow him out of the water. But now the scariest thing is the sun. I've never seen anything so scary. So even though we thought that was scary before,
Oh yeah, Don
it
Jr.
can still get scarier. You know?
Oh yeah. If you had someone that wasn't so stupid that was in Trump's position, it would be scarier. He's just so incompetent and stupid that it's kind of a little less scary. If you had a super smart, slick person in his shoes, that would be bad. So
yeah, if you had a person that had those politics but didn't have to pander to the QAnons, that didn't have to go like that, said, "Oh, I'm not a racist here. I'll give all these little black people money," and then turn around and have them taken out and shot at night. So it could get scarier. You know what I'm saying?
If this episode is Seattle's roaring 2020s, we're just really talking about roaring 2020. We might not even live into the decade at this point if it doesn't
We
go
got the
well.
comet. The comet's coming.
The comet, it's going to be a few million miles away when it passes. Come on.
Shit. Well, maybe something will happen. Maybe we'll, wouldn't that be great? That's what we need, asteroids.
A
We need
really
an
small
asteroid
asteroid that would just take out just something, maybe.
Yeah, scare the shit out of people. Yeah, maybe take out, I don't know, maybe just drop into the ocean.
Saudi Arabia or something. Just,
Nah.
nah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Take out Iceland. No!
No, the people are cool there. That's the only country where they put the bankers in jail after the financial crisis.
I know. But this stuff, when we start doing this country, it does make people, especially my age people, want to move. We're going like Costa Rica. Yeah, Costa Rica, they're turning into an all green nation, where everything is green and non-polluting and taking care of people. So, you go like, yeah, Costa Rica would be better than here.
Can you get citizenship or a visa or a whatever?
I think you can buy your way in. Yeah, it's called money, honey.
Right.
You can buy your way in.
Only the very rich, not normal. Like, could you sell your house and then be set if you move there? Nah,
yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. If you're black, there you can at least, they wouldn't, I kind of
beat on you. Yeah.
I could fit in,
Yeah.
You might stand out.
El Gringo would stand out a bit.
El Gringo would, but if El Gringo had enough money and was spreading it around, he would be okay.
But that's not. No one wants to live where it's 105 degrees. Although it's a big country, there's different climate zones.
Yeah, you can get up into the mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think about other places. I have some friends that fled to southern France. And they're happy. You can sort of blend in.
That would make me very happy. Yeah.
They're not going anywhere now. They're so happy they got out a few years ago. They're just laughing. They sold their house for a lot of money and took it all and went and bought a place there. And the guy puts up pictures of himself at the local just having a beer and a cigarette. Something you can't do here.
If only.
Or where else could you go?
I think if there is a disaster in this area, the evacuation is going to suck because where are you going to go? Over the Snoqualmie Pass? And that can be blocked by 5 guys with a truck and guns.
And if you go off road, then you'll just be going on a Donner Pass.
Yeah, then you'll be eating each other. It's going to be bad.
I know. Shit.
And then where are you going to go if you're going east to flee the disaster? Where you're going to end up in Idaho? That's like a nightmare. What a horrible place.
Yeah, but you can hide out there. Except the I don't know if you can hide out. You can hide out, but I couldn't hide out.
No. Yeah, I would just go to the nearest compound and be like, "Guten Tag, willkommen."
Come on in, sir. Sir, come right this way, sir. Yeah, I don't have any place to go. I would go to Hawaii.
They're not letting people in right now without quarantine.
I know, but you can just quarantine and then live there forever.
A lot of these billionaires are building bunkers in New Zealand because they think that's going to be safe somehow.
Well, they still have COVID in New Zealand.
Not from COVID, just from all the coming apocalypse.
I don't know. You get geysered over there.
Geyser.
Oh, I moved into this bunker, and all of a sudden, I was just digging in my yard, and I get geysered.
Pecked to death by kiwis or something.
Oh my God, the giant kiwis came down.
I think I have one thought about Belltown. There's just so many great memories, but you had this art gallery in your ballet studio. Like at one time when I had squatted down there briefly, it was a ballet studio and then some little apartments where people were not supposed to live, where you were letting artists live.
Right.
And then, so you had these art shows, and one had these photographs that this was working on a magazine down there for these other people. And this guy, I forgot his name, Chris something, he went to this Nazi compound in Idaho, and he's like, "Hey, I'm white. Can I come take pictures?" And he took these great pictures of these scary Nazi fucks. And
I remember that.
We put up, there was a show, and I think Larry Reed came, was like, "Wow, this is provocative." And so we're doing this magazine with this guy, Adam Greenfield, right? Remember him?
No.
And he turned out, he joined the army and went into psyops, and then he became this well-respected intellectual. He writes these very dense books about media, smart cities and stuff, like really cool guy. But and so I was the art director for this magazine, Neo magazine. He and his wife were the publishers, and it's one of the
that guy.
Yeah, one of the many projects I did that lasted very briefly. That's just how I roll. But he didn't want to put the pictures of the Nazis, he didn't want to publish them. And at the time, I'm like, "Oh, you fucking wuss, come on." But he's very Jewish, and he's just very, I don't know, he had been the victim of a hate crime back east.
Well,
and so now I can empathize with that. Like, if there's any chance that these Nazis are not going to be happy with this Jewish publisher of their photos, then why should he? There's no real political reason he needs to publish these, art photos of Nazis. So he was right to make that call. I mean,
yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah, it was his paper too, but
that's my story.
Yeah. I forgot about all that. There was so much.
Yeah.
I was down there for what, 15 years?
Yeah.
15 years.
Well, that's how we met, is that we don't want to talk about these guys too much, but this crazy husband and wife team were publishing a magazine and hired me somehow to help with the graphics. That's how I met you. And then they became, remember Jim and Jody? And then they went on drugs, and then they were out of there. And then I'm like, I'm just going to move into this office here and live here. And that was
I kind of remember that.
Yeah. And then, so you helped me out then. It's a good friend. And then you also helped me out with my video projects, and helped me out with casting, and like, "Elaine, can we use your studio to do this thing?" And so, yeah, you're a supporter of the arts.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I did a lot,
Yeah.
What gets me is that people, when they talk about Belltown, they'll talk about all the clubs and everything, but they never mention the ballet studio that gave, that really we did a lot for the community down there.
Absolutely.
But anyway.
Hooked people up, and I made some friends there, and
Yeah, we made a lot of friends there.
Yeah.
So, but that's how life is. I write in every time I write into historic Belltown. They go, and then the Mama's Cafe is going. I go like, y'all didn't say anything when my dance studio was getting kicked out, did you?
Yeah, but your dance studio
well,
didn't serve really bad food like Mama's. I love the Mama's. There's a like Mexican hippie place in every town that came in the 70s, right? And that would be Mama's.
Yeah.
And I love the margaritas and just the funkiness of it and how people would meet there and everything. But the food was not that great.
It was great for what it was.
Yes.
I don't have anything bad to say about Mama's food. My stomach didn't do too well, but you know, the rest of me did. And all the girls that they hired for
super cool.
Yeah, all the people. But we forget about that kind of stuff. Or who's my favorite? Sylvia from the
Lava Lounge. Yeah, I love her.
Yeah.
Wonderful. See, I quit Facebook, and so I lost a lot of those people, so I can't just look them up. But she's doing all right. I think she got married.
Watch the tourists go up and down the street, and the dealers, the users, the ones that were just hanging out. You know, because a lot of people think that everybody down there is a drug addict. You know, that's on the street, but a lot of people are just disenfranchised. You know, they just don't got no place else to go. I for a long time had a woman that was she wasn't living on the sidewalk, the cute little chairs they put up on Bell Street, but she lived in the YWCA shelter, but she says it was just too much for her in the day, too many weird people. And so she would just sit on the bench, the chairs out there for like all day long. She'd go back and forth. She might go, I don't know, where she went to get lunch. And then she'd come back and she'd sit out there in the rain. She'd sit out there in the snow. And we finally made friends with her. Eudora was her name, and made friends with her. And, you know, we'd bring her things and give her things and give her an umbrella. You know, she liked being there. She didn't want to come inside. And she finally got housing that was better. She got shared. She got her own room, I think, which had to share kitchen and bathrooms. Right. But, you know, so those were, you know, the people I liked to hang out with in Belltown and get to know, you know. And most people would be too afraid to talk to some of the people there. But, you know, you really had to. And then if you got to know the people, the street people, you could, you know, they'd protect you and they would save you sometimes from bad things happening.
You know, I had a bicycle. We're going back a long time to the 90s again, but scary looking guy kind of maybe, but I always rode my bike and then I was safe because like you're on a bicycle, you can get away from whatever crazy person coming after you, right? So I would go, my friends lived across from the Seattle Art Museum, and so I'd go home at 2 a.m. from their house, but hell no, I was not going to walk down there at 2 a.m. on a Saturday in the 90s. So.
Well, in the 2000s now, the blocks, because everything's deserted down there, there's a huge amount of street grocery stores. You know, like bodegas? This one friend of mine that hangs out down there, she's going like,
right.
And then I can go get all this shrimp for like $6. I can go get whiskey. I can get some sneakers. I can get cigarettes. You know, so it's a huge black
boosted stuff.
Market down there now. Yeah.
Nice.
She was saying that there was one guy down there that could steal from Target because Target would put all their booze on the main floor.
Right.
And he said that they could watch him go into the store, see none of the salespeople even noticed that he was there, and much less notice when he left with his fill of whatever he needed to get. So, you know, people are still doing good down there on the street. But no, you know, no Bon Marché, no Macy's, no, nothing on Westlake. No people waiting for the bus. No McDonald's.
So weird. Yeah.
I know. No, the market is just
and a
like,
large, as you said, disenfranchised homeless people everywhere.
yeah, sleeping anywhere.
The cops, there's not enough cops to beat them up and sweep and destroy their stuff and their tents. There's, so they're everywhere.
They want to get to where they can shoot people, so those people they got to leave alone. So they got to get where the action is.
Yeah, let's go back. Yeah, Franco didn't put up with this since when he ran Spain. Come on, I don't want to see these unsightly homeless people. You know what to do. Think Hitler would have put up with this? Come on.
No, they're just leaving them there.
All right. Thank you. Love you.
Okay, thank you. We can do it. We can do more. We can have revisits.
Okay. I'd have to have more of a script for that, but I think this is good for now. We will call this the Seattle's Gold, Whiskey, and Prostitutes.
We talked about.
Did we ever mention the gold or the whiskey or the prostitutes?
No, we got to come back to that.
All right.
We'd have to have a whole broadcast on that.
All right. This will be called.
Excited for more. Go ahead.
This will be called episode 51, Seattle's Roaring 2020s. And then when do you want to do the gold, whiskey, and prostitutes?
Well, you can see I'm all set up here, huh? Got everything.
Yeah. Do you want to do it tomorrow or something?
No, I got right. This girl that I know she was saying on Facebook that she needed some food.
Oh, God.
And so I was going like, I don't want to be a handout, but she does do tarot readings. So I'm going to go get a tarot reading. Pay her money for it.
If you do want to do it, it has to be by Friday morning. Otherwise, I'm not podcasting anymore. This is it.
Okay, well, this might be it.
This might be it. Let's fuck gold, whiskey, and prostitutes.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to mention that was an cover story you did for the Belltown Messenger.
I remember.
And we went to the Museum of the Yukon Museum, which is a national park, right? In Pioneer Square.
We did?
Yeah. And we're like, we're doing this story about your museum, and they cooperated with us. And then I brought the papers by, and I made the headline, of course, because we like to fuck with people. Gold, whiskey, and prostitutes. Belltown.
They didn't like that, did
90. They? The guy was kind of horrified.
Well, prostitution is a noble art as long as the women get paid.
If they control their own business, then I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Should be legal like everything else.
Everything else, not like drugs.
Gold is legal. Whiskey is legal. Drugs
aren't legal. Yeah, drugs aren't.
Solve a lot of problems.
And you think about it when I was a kid, that even having a seed of marijuana would put you away. Yeah. Yep. Some people are still doing time for having a joint.
Yeah.
40 years later.
Yeah, and Joe Biden is the one that threw him in jail. All right, Karen. Eileen. Elaine.
Okay, Bob.
This was great, and over the year.
That'll be good. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
This is your Leaves reporter with pleasuresome interviews on what people like about beer. Your name, please.
Cedric Whittingbottom, but you can call me Sedgy.
Thank you, Mr. Sedgy. And have you enjoyed your visit to America?
Indubitably, old chap. And one of the most amazing things I discovered is that you people serve your beer cold. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Goodbye, this is the end.